So hello guys, this is this analysis on Nzdusd. I'm going to do a top-down analysis, just focusing on mostly on CRT, on the CRT patterns. All right. So just pay attention and at least make sure to learn something from this area. Now, currently, what we can say that what we have is just in front of us is just a price action on NZUSD, and currently we can say that we are, for me, I can see that we are bullish, showing us that we are bullish. But remember, this is on a monthly time frame, right? So we are, that is the only break of structure. Then you can see that we came all along to do what? To have a mitigation actually from this order block here. So this order block currently it has been acting as a support, trying to push this market to do what? To the upper side. And so now this is the pullback. This is the pullback for this break of structure coming for this point of interest around this area. So if you can just have a look at this, we're having something like a trend line. We have a trend line here, which has been respected, uh, I think, twice here and around that area. And you can see the kind of rejections we're having when market approaches that trend line. Now, let's have a look at what we have here. Remember, we had a look at this NZDSD, but not in that fully. So on that support region, we swept that liquidity, right? So remember, in order for a CRT to occur, it must originate from a point of interest, and that is this is the point of interest I'm talking about, this support. So in order for you to spot a CRT, make sure it is coming from where? From a point of interest of a higher time frame. And also remember this, a higher time frame point of interest is very, very, very strong, right? Now, like around this area, we swept this liquidity. We swept this liquidity, right? We swept this low. Then after sweeping that low, we closed above that high, this candle with a body. So this body, this candle now, it's our main candle, whereby as long as this low is being protected, we're looking for opportunities for buying. And also we have what? This shadow here. So this shadow acted as what? A demand, a point of interest, right? It acted as a point of interest, whereby on the lower time frame, you're going to do what? To look for buying opportunities. Okay, now let's have a look at when we mitigated this shadow, what the market gave us. The market gave us what? We have that CRT there, whereby we swept this low, this candle. Now it was a ranging candle. Now we have this candle, the high, and that low. So we are targeting what? This draw on liquidity there. This is the monthly high. This is the candle now we are supposed to be targeting to take out, right? So if we go to the daily time frame, we're going to look for a change in state of delivery of daily time frame on how you can take those buys, right? So remember this, the first candle must give you what? The first candle must give you the range. And this range, how do you tell that this is a range? Because we have this point here, our psychological zone, our key level here. Now what you need, at least this candle, to sweep this low, mitigate this point of interest. Now you drop to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you are going to look for a change in state of delivery, the change in state of delivery, targeting what? That monthly high. Remember, we have already taken what? The monthly low. So on this area here, the monthly low, you're going to look for a sweeper, right? A sweeper. All right, we are going to look for a sweeper. Okay, now let's have a look at around this area here. We had this sweeper here, right? Whereby automatically the buys you are supposed to be taking at around that area. But you hold these buys hoping to reach this area, but eventually you are being taken out. But that's not the problem. Remember, we are looking for opportunities for buy. So you remain what? Positive. You remain focused on what? Or you remain, your buyers are looking for buying opportunities because we have this higher time frame what key level. If you let's say if you want to refine this key level, you're going at least to have a look at what is happening at around this area. Now we can look at this area. We can see that this bullish candle swept this low. So our key level, you can refine it to what? That candle there, right? When we mitigate here, now you start looking for daily what? Now you start looking for daily CRTs, right? So this CRT, the first CRT, I mean the first entry here, you are being activated, you went into some pips, but finally you're being taken out, no problem. Now come to this area. Also, this market gave you an opportunity for buying. So you just remain positive. You're looking for buy, you just remain positive and you remain what? Focused on, you just know what you're looking for. So you have that sweep and then the change state of delivery here. So let's say you were to take a buy, your buys you could have been taking from that candle. You see that candle with momentum, that's the area where you could have taken what? Your buy from, and stop loss just a little bit below this lower side. Then where do you target? The monthly high, and which is currently we are about to hit that monthly high. But remember to use this gun box to mark the equilibrium. And you can see at the equilibrium how the market broke above the equilibrium, and we had a retest back to this this equilibrium. Then we are buying to target what? This monthly high. Now for those people who have been asking for the settings of my gun box, this is how my gun box looks like. This no, that's not my gun box. Yeah, we'll look at this. Actually, this, yeah. So we have this 0, 1, and 0.5 here. Then the rest of this, you switch them off. You switch this off, all of them. So the only thing you need is this and this and this. Yeah, just like that. So no need of a lot of complications here. Remember, we are looking for buying opportunities. So on a higher time frame, let's say you are taking these buys on a daily time frame. That's how you could have managed to hold these buys, targeting that high. So let's say if you are to take that buy on a daily or on a 4 hour. So remember, this is on a monthly time frame. We have come to the daily time frame. So the only thing I can advise you is that if you move directly from one daily time frame to 1 hour, actually you might refine that zone too much. So another piece of advice is that if you've moved from monthly to daily, at least go back a little bit to the 4 hour. Just look at the 4 hour. What is happening on the 4 hour? Now, let's say you were to refine this zone on the 4 hours time frame. Remember, you are focusing looking for buying opportunities, right? And then we swept a daily low here. Then we formed a change state of delivery, right? Now, let's say you were to look for buying opportunities for swing trading. You wanted to hold those buys. Now, this bullish candle here. This is your SIPA. So if you look at the high, until we meet the body, the only place we can meet with the body is what? Around that high, right? So if you mark that high very keenly, we meet with the body. So that qualifies this candle to be what? Your point of interest, right? So that qualifies that area to be your point of interest. And you can see that point of interest, you took those buys from that level. Now the stop loss, you see this stop loss now? You're going to place it around that area now. So the only place I can advise you to go if you are looking for a buy, let's say like from a daily time, you come from a monthly, then you've gone to daily time frame. just a piece of advice, don't go directly to 1 hour. At least have a look at what is happening on the 4 hours. But let's do this. Let's undo everything to go back to here. So we had this sweep here, and this is the change in state of delivery for the daily. This is the change in state of delivery for the daily, right? But this is the candle which activated what? Your buy around here for this change in state of delivery of daily. But let's have a look. Look at what is here. Around that change in state of delivery, before we had that change in state of delivery, we have this sweep here, right? So this is the sweeper, this candle. And then when we meet with the body, that's your entry level. So now we have what? The change in state of delivery of 4 hours. The change in state of delivery. I told you to look at, if you're on a lower side, on a lower time frame, look at this change in state of delivery, the sweeper, then take your entry. Stop loss just below what? That candle, the sweeper. So that's where you could have placed your buy. Stop loss just below this, and then you let the trade run. And now you could have been almost taking what? That take profit. 50% taking that take profit, right? And have a look at what happened at the 50%. When you took out the 50%, we broke above that 50% and then we retested. And you remember yesterday we talked about these buys here on Nzdusd. Yesterday we talked about these buys here, how you could have gotten these buys, right? So let's say you could have, let's say you added, you took these buys here, holding them, adding this, you could have been adding some positions at around this area, targeting this area, this draw on liquidity. So make sure at least to know on areas where to to spot your CRT, your valid CRT. So that's the reason why I'm just urging you, make sure to do what? At least every weekend, just do some recaps, do some back testing. Mostly concentrate on higher time frames. If you want to have a valid setup, mostly concentrate on higher time frames. Because remember, this is what? Where do we get this psychological zone? From a higher time frame, from a monthly time frame. And you can see the kind of reaction it's giving. It's giving us a very beautiful CRT. No complications, just keeping it very simple, right? So I don't want this video to be that long. Let me see if I can make another one.